Good afternoon, guys. Had lunch, everyone? Everyone? Okay, good. Okay, welcome again for one more session of RC. Yeah, in the last class we discussed about two keywords. What are those? Assumption and what has to be kept in mind while answering the questions related to assumption. Assumption is a what? Implicit, unsaid idea, isn't it? Okay, which has to be in the speaker's mind. We have to read the mind of the speaker. In the case of inference, what is an inference? Which has to be, yeah, proved by what? Knowledge or the facts given. Given where? From the passage. Okay, both has to be from the passage. If there is a doubt, can I say that's an inference? No. So beyond doubts. So these are the points you have to keep in mind. Okay, and also you know how to work on the extreme or else definitive keywords. Okay, they play a very important role when it comes to the assumption, because assumption is always what? Definite or indefinite? Indefinite. Like maybe, could be, probably, okay, reasonably, chances of happening, okay. Okay. Today we will discuss about corollary, imply and implication. Anybody, what do you mean by corollary? Yeah, corollary, come on. You might have heard this one. Look, maths especially, corollary. I'll give you example, okay. Few examples about corollary. The government has promised tax cuts. They have promised tax cuts. They are going to cut the tax. But the corollary of this is that there will be reduction in the public spending. Okay. Go for the next one. Is social inequality the inevitable corollary of economic freedom? Okay, there is social inequality, which is a result of what? Economic freedom. He is asking a question there. Okay, next. In rural areas, the corollary of increased car ownership has been rapid decline in the provision of public transport. Nodidira nimurlela. Okay, ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಸ್ಗಳು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಕಾರು ಬೈಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ, that's why. So because of the increased car ownership, what is happening? There is a decline in the public transport, okay, in the rural areas. Okay, neither of them knew about it. Okay, there were two and neither of them knew about it, and the corollary of that is someone else revealed the secret. Okay, why somebody has to reveal the secret there? This person, the one who's revealing the secret, doesn't knew that they don't know. Okay, isn't it? Similarly, unfortunately, violence is the inevitable corollary of revolutionary change in the society. Any revolution you see, okay, there is a chance of happening what? Inevitable corollary is what here? Violence. So what is your understanding of corollary? An outcome. Okay, an outcome. Look here now. The government decided to do what? Tax cuts. They didn't decide to reduce the public service, but the outcome of tax cut was reduction in the public service. But the government intention was not to reduce the public services directly, but because of the tax cut, the natural outcome, what kind of outcome? The natural consequence or the outcome was public service. These natural outcomes are called what? Corollaries. Okay, it's a natural outcome. My intention is to not getting that outcome, but that's a natural outcome for my cause. Here also, see, there is economic freedom. Because of that economic freedom, there is a social inequality. Okay, economic freedoms, it's not desired to get social inequality, but because of the economic freedom, there is a social inequality. Similarly, see, the provision in the reduction of the public transport was not intended, but because of the reduction in the or else increase in the car ownership, okay, what happened? The natural outcome was reduction in the, yeah, isn't it or not? Similarly, see, unfortunately, violence is the, see, whenever there is a revolution, it's not intended to violence, but the natural outcome itself is what? Violence will happen. Understood? This kind of natural consequence or outcomes are called corollaries. Okay, corollary. See, corollary is a direct logical consequence or else a side effect or else an effect, okay, it can be positive or negative in any form, that naturally follows from the main idea of the passage. It's natural outcome for a certain event or situation. Okay, for every event, every situation, there will be an outcome, right? But here the outcome is not intended, it is naturally occurring outcome. Okay, so in the passage, the main note you have to keep in mind that you have to ask if the fact in the passage are true, then what is the natural following or else naturally occurring outcome. Okay, that has to be kept in mind. Understood? Okay, shall we take some examples of PYQs? Okay, keeping in mind, always understand the passage, keep the requirement in the mind while reading going through the passage. Okay, copied? This basic requirement you have to keep in mind to get accuracy, or else general reading, out of 10, 5 will be correct, 5 will be wrong. Okay, but effectively the time will be spent on all 10 questions. What is an average time taken for per question in RC? 2 minutes to 2.5 minutes there. Okay, so for 10 questions, 25 minutes approximately. Out of, see, 25 minutes if I spent, I have done only 5 questions correct. 25 minutes I have taken. Okay, out of these 10 questions, 5 are right, 5 are wrong. Okay, isn't it? So if 5 wrong answers, effectively there will be approximately 2 questions will be eliminated. So approximately I will get only 3 or 3.5 correct marks. One question carries how many marks? 2.5. So 2.5 into 3.5. Approximately ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ? 9 marks. Approximately 9 to 10 marks you are scoring per 25 minutes. If your accuracy is low, this is what happening. Though the number of count increases, okay, your accuracy efficiency will decrease. Getting? So on an average here, for every 25 minutes or 30 minutes, if I am scoring 10 marks, okay, is it desirable? No, because ಒಂದು ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? 20 marks. For 2 hours, 40. For 3 hours, ಮನೇಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು 3 hours ಗೆ. Okay? Okay. That's why keep the requirement in mind. Go ahead. Proper reading is everything. Have an answer? It's an easy one, come on. Not a difficult passage to understand, neither to eliminate options or else. Get to the option there. What is the natural outcome from the above passage we can expect? That's what? Logical corollary. Logic is with reasoning, acceptable one. Okay. Don't worry, we'll make mistakes, we'll learn from our mistakes, we'll observe. Though you are in the last week of the preparation of exam, the process remains same. Okay, keep improvising. But in the last phase, rather than going for anything new, do the same things, improvise. Yeah, do you have an answer? Okay, look here now. It all depends on how well you have read, how effectively you have read. He says about what? Not all the pathogens. Many pathogens that cause foodborne illness are unknown. Why it's unknown? Look here. Food contamination can occur at any stage from farm to plate. Yesterday also we have gone through these kind of statements. Remember, from the agriculture field to your plates. Okay, at any point, any stage, contamination can happen, isn't it or not? Okay, contamination happens when there is large scale. Okay, too much of complexity. Complexity means involves many things, isn't it or not? Okay, if you are serving for 3 to 4 people, like in your home, you can maintain hygiene. If you are serving hundreds of people every day 3 times, okay, like the street foods, isn't it or not? Can we track that contamination at what point? Any point it can happen, okay, isn't it? Since most cases of food poisoning go unreported, and also when you are come across food poisoning, have you reported it to the authorities? Okay, so the true extent of foodborne illness is unknown because it's unreported basically. Okay, reports means if I have to take an action, it has to be on data driven. If I don't have a stats data, okay, how can I take an action? Okay, isn't it? Improvement in the international monitoring have led to greater public awareness. What has to be done in the first case? Awareness has to be created. Public awareness has to be there. Okay, and also reporting. Yet the rapid globalization of food increases consumers' vulnerability by making food harder to regulate and trace. Okay, the more and more food, then it's harder to what? Regulate and also trace. Isn't it or not? Okay, so more and more food, that's what globalization of food. You guys are eating the international foods like KFC, McD, okay, Popeye, alvenappa, okay, Kentucky direct kodtare nimge. We have the world on our plates, says an official. Okay, we have world on our plates, isn't it? Okay, now, what is the most important or else most logical corollary here? Look here now, with more options for food comes more risk. Okay, in a way, this suits a strong argument here, but still we'll keep this one because this is the first one. There are still 3 more. Okay, he says what? Most. Okay, there may be more than this one. Let's see. Food processing is the source of all foodborne illness. Is it at the stage of processing it is happening? No. Isn't it or not? Processing is one last stage. Isn't it? Packing, okay, or else advertisement, processing, something, value additions. Okay, yeah. No. We should depend on the locally produced food only. Good suggestion. But what he says from the above passage, is it in the context of the passage? No. Okay, it's not in the context of the passage. Hence, okay, eliminate this. Globalization of food production should be curtailed. Should it be curtailed? No. This is extreme one, right? Okay, globalization of food. Okay, transformation of food. Can it be curtailed? No. Okay, it's not logical also. It's not practical also. So, yeah, more food, more risk. Risk is chance of happening. Okay, not definitely happens. Understood? Okay. So, the more food, whatever the food, okay, more food or globalization of food was not intended to put you in risk. But the natural outcome is what? You are at risk because it's hard to regulate and trace. That's a natural outcome, right? More food, more risk. Okay, yeah. Got it? Do not just see, do not just read. Okay, comprehend. ಓದ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಬೇಕು. Key is to go slow. That's it. ನಿಧಾನ ಓದಿ. And imagine, take your time. Don't be hurry in answering. Neither have an obligation to answer. If you are convinced, then go for an answer. Yeah. First option, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, what is it? We'll see some observations. What did you observe? Over the last decade, what happened? There was a record production. Okay, production wise, there is a record of food grains and oilseeds. Increased procurement also consequently has added for huge food grains in the granaries. Is it anything used? See, PDS means what? Public distribution system, isn't it? Okay. Its main focus is to do two things. One is procurement. Another one is distribution. Okay, if you can't procure, you cannot distribute also. If you procure, but still you can't distribute, means the channel is weak. It's efficient. Sorike jasti agtade. Leakage will be more. Efficiency will be very less there. Isn't it or not? Okay, that's what farm to plate also we can consider. See, consequently has added huge food grains in the granaries. India is one of the world's top producers of rice, wheat, milk, fruits and vegetables. India is still home to what? Quarter of all undernourished people in the world. Though we have a record production, why this is happening? There is a demand, but there is no supply chain properly. Okay, there is no distribution network channel, isn't it? What has to be done? This distribution has to be done effectively. Okay, more than 20 to 30% of the food grains are eaten by the rodents, or else it will be rotted in the granaries itself. Okay, earlier Supreme Court has observed that at least give it for free. But they don't have a channel to at least give it for free. Only we have system is PDS also, only PDS. On an average, almost half of the total expenditure of nearly half of the household is on food. But still there is, see, you have a lot of food in the granaries, and still we have, irony is, the world's 1/3, quarter of the undernourished people are there in our country itself. Okay, now, among the following, which of the logical corollary? Increasing the efficiency of farm to fork value chain is necessary to reduce the poverty and malnutrition. Is it so? Now, if I increase the efficiency of farm and fork, what is the natural outcome? I am not intended to reduce the poverty, but if this is done, naturally what happens? Yeah, poverty as well as malnutrition can be addressed. Yeah, this is the strong corollary, isn't it? Next case, increasing the agriculture productivity. Should we have to increase the productivity? Productivity is already at the record stage, isn't it? No. India's agriculture productivity is already great and it is not necessary to increase in further. It's not at all about the productivity. It's about what? Yeah, it's not about malnutrition. It's about what here? Increasing the efficiency of supply chain. Okay, so this is not the case here. Allocation of more funds for social welfare and poverty. It's not about more funds. It is about what? Efficiency. It's not about new programs and policies. It's about efficiently delivering implementation of the policies, programs which are already having. Isn't it, madam? Okay, so what is the natural outcome we can expect if I maintain the efficiency in the supply chain? Reduction in the poverty and as well as malnutrition, isn't it? Okay. When you see a big passage or a question like this, what is the first feeling? Bitubudana, kashta. Okay, all question carries equal marks. Never decide a question's difficulty level based on its length. No. Okay, that's immaturity, lack of practice. It all depends on your understanding. Read slow. Make observation. Write down the observations necessary. If you have a paper, mark it. Do not show shyness to mark it. Because ಇನ್ನೊಂದು book ತಗೊಂಡು ಆಯ್ತು. Ardaita, by the stage you come here, most of the details which you have read already forgotten. Again, you have to go back. Okay, that's why I get the papers and ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Okay. An increase in, you understood this whole passage? Yeah, what is the crux of this passage? Come on, try to summarize. Try ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. So what is the major summary there? We have to increase the trees. Is that so? What else? That's what. It's not about the facts. It's about the whole idea. Okay, the passage. ನೀವು ಓದ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಓದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. I know. ಓದೋದು ಬರೆಯೋದು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, what is it? Your comprehension skills, isn't it? An increase in the human made carbon dioxide here. Okay, what? Human made carbon dioxide in the atmosphere could initiate. Could means it's a chance. Okay, this might happen, initiate a chain reaction between what? Plant and microorganisms that would unsettle one of the largest, it's not the largest, it is one of the largest carbon reserves on the planet, that is soil. Okay, how? He says, in a study, not according to the author, he gives, in a study it was found that the soil which contains twice the amount of carbon present in all the plants and Earth's atmosphere combined could become increasingly volatile if people add more and more carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. How? He explains here. This is largely because of increased plant growth. Okay, according to our knowledge, what we know, if there is increased plant growth, what happens, madam? There is absorption of carbon dioxide. But he says, if there is increased plant growth, there is a chance of unsettle of carbon, okay, which is present in the soil, not carbon dioxide. Carbon is present in the soil. Okay, although a greenhouse gas and a pollutant, carbon dioxide also supports plant growth. As trees and other vegetation flourish in the carbon dioxide rich future. Okay, why the carbon dioxide rich future? Because of the human induced carbon dioxide, there is a chance that in the rich future, okay, flourish in the carbon dioxide rich future, their roots could stimulate microbial activity in the soil that may in turn what? Accelerate and decompose the soil carbon and releases as carbon dioxide. Okay, because of what is happening here? Because of more and more vegetation, a reaction is happening, okay, in the soil. Because of that reaction in the soil, whatever the carbon which is present in the soil is releasing as what? Carbon dioxide. If there is more carbon dioxide, that will be in turn helpful for what? Vegetation. This is what the cycle which is going to do. Okay, because of what? Human induced carbon dioxide. Karana yaru idikke? Humans. But humans, are they doing intentionally? No, they are not doing intentionally. But because of their action, the natural outcome is, this is what? Carbon dioxide rich future can happen. Understood? Okay, now go ahead. Go for the options. What? You guys are sleeping. This is how the questions of GS also. GSL 200 bantu CSAT hoಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ. Carbon dioxide is essential for the survival of microorganisms and plants. Is this the point here? No, this is not at all relevant here. Humans are solely responsible? We don't know. But because of human induced, this is happening. But are they solely responsible? We don't have any idea. Okay, we can't prove from the above passage. Microorganisms and soil carbon are mainly responsible for the increased plant growth. Are mainly responsible? Maybe. Okay, humans ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿರೋದು. Let's keep this one as of now. Increasing green cover. What do you mean by green cover? Forest, vegetation, isn't it? Because of the increased green cover, that could trigger the release of carbon trapped in the soil. Can this be happen? Yes. Okay. 4 is the most appropriate option. Got it? Nodi, niಮಗೆ ಓದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. Okay, I am not doubting it. But ನಾವು ಓದೋ ಬರೆಯೋ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. Yeah, go ahead, come on now. Focus while you read. The loss of big data from India is proportional to the degree or value of its foreign trade. Can you prove it? India should be careful to protect its digital sovereignty in global trade talks. Why? Is that the consequence? Is that the lesson learned? There is a situation is happening, right? With the digital phenomena restructuring most social sectors. Is it restructuring? Yes, we are depending everything, okay, digitally now. It is little surprise that global trade negotiations are now eyeing the digital area in an attempt to preemptively colonize it. Okay, if I hack this, anything I can negotiate. I will be having upper hand most of the time. Big data is freely collected or mined. You know mining, right? Okay, everywhere you are releasing your digital footprints. Okay, anybody can mine it, use it from developing countries and convert it into digital intelligence in the developed countries. This intelligence begins to control different sectors and extract monopoly rents. A large foreign company providing cab services, as we talked in the last class, okay, for instance, is not a work of cars and drivers. Okay, it's a digital intelligence about what? Commuting, your public transport, okay, your mapping, roads, traffic, city events, personal behavior. Okay, isn't it or not? Yeah. So characteristics of commuters and drivers, so on. Okay. So the corollary, okay, after observing this, what is the corollary we are expecting here? Globalization is not in the interest of India as it undermines its socio-economic structure. Globalization, can I avoid this one? Whatever, see, globalization and interconnected. Okay, can I avoid this one? That's not at all possible. Is it logical? Okay, is it a rational? If I say, okay, I can't be globalized. Okay, is it logical? Okay, can I disconnect all the ties which I am having globally? Can it be done? No. Okay, globalization is in the interest of India as it undermines socio-economic. No, we cannot do anything about the globalization. It's a happening process there. India should be careful to protect its digital sovereignty in global trade talks. As of now, okay, it's not completely relevant as of now. Let's keep this one. Okay, India should charge monopoly rents from multinational companies in exchange for big data. Is it a rational one? Neeve data kottu, okay, dur togolodu. Is it a rational one? No. Okay, it's absurd, right? The loss of big data from India is proportional to the degree and value of foreign trade. Can you prove it? Which point suggests that? Exactly equal to the foreign trade we are losing. No, right? Okay, which is the most appropriate? The consequence, the lesson learned, or else the natural outcome what? Okay, because of these things you have to be cautious. Okay, in whatever it is. He has mentioned that trade talks. Okay, yeah, in cases of trade talks also. Okay, you have to be careful. Many such passages, okay, in the upcoming cases also you will be seeing here. Look here. Okay, look here now. I'll read with this one. Okay, you guys are just seeing here. Okay, I want you to grasp it. Okay, comprehend madbeku. One of the dismal realities of the agriculture sector in independent India has been that it never experienced the high growth. He says, after independence, we have never seen, okay, high growth phase in agriculture. Okay, unlike the non-agriculture economy. Compared to what? Compared to non-agriculture economy. The highest decadal growth, okay, CAGR growth for agriculture has been just 3.5% in 1980s because of GR, Green Revolution. Also, after experiencing a spurt in decadal growth during the 1980s, agriculture growth suffered relatively stagnation. Relatively means what? Comparatively. Compared to what? Yeah, it's not, okay, relatively to other sectors. This is in sharp contrast to non-agriculture growth, which consistently increased from 1980 to 2000. But after 80s, what happened? Stagnation. Stagnation is what? No growth. Okay, there is a flat line there, stagnation. Okay, which one of the following corollary here? The benefit of economic reform, okay, percolates down more slowly to agriculture sector. Is it so? Did it happen slowly also? It didn't happen only. Okay, did it happen? Slow agaru aitenappa agle illa anta helirodu. Okay, not even slowly it occurred here, isn't it or not? Okay, not even slowly. Next, for India, the Green Revolution was not as useful as it was expected to be. Okay, isn't it or not? Okay, the whole corollary is, see, the green revolution was not intended to have a growth. Okay, the intention was totally different at that point of time, food security. Okay, but what we see here, because of green revolution, we haven't seen any growth as expected. Okay, so shall keep this one. India lagged behind other countries in adapting mechanized and modern farming. Is it about mechanized here? Anywhere? No. Rural to urban migration, is it about migration? The most appropriate is what? Okay, see, this is where your answer lies. Okay, if you don't understand this one, then this doesn't help much. Okay, basically you have to comprehend what? The passage. Question the option nodadalla. Okay, it might work in 1 or 2 cases rarely, but not in every case. Okay, you cannot rely completely on those kind of blind techniques. Shall I move this? Understood? Corollary? Okay. Okay, corollary, come on now. In India, okay, objective of macroeconomic policy is, in this Indian context, okay, I am showing you the underlining requirement. Objective of macroeconomic policy, you got an idea of macroeconomic policies? What is macroeconomic? Heldropa. In madam. Macroeconomy, okay, policies, poverty elevation programs, okay, unemployment, isn't it? Women, isn't it? Sanitation, health, okay, education, those are all macroeconomic. Okay, yeah, is to enhance the economy. Okay, see, is to enhance the economic welfare. Macroeconomic, whatever the policies are directly related to what? Economic. So, enhance the economic welfare of the people. And any one wing of such macro policy. How many wings are there for macroeconomic policy? Monetary. Who's responsible for monetary? In a way, yeah. Isn't it or not? Fiscal, government, budgeting. Cannot independently work without active support of the another. Isn't it? So, what is the natural outcome you are expecting there? Who has to work together? Government and go for the options. That's a natural outcome based on this theory, right? So, monetary and fiscal has to go hand in hand. So, ಯಾರು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಜೊತೆಲಿ? The central bank cannot work independently of the government. Can we take the corollary? Yes. Okay, he hasn't mentioned anything like central bank or the government here. But the natural outcome here, monetary is responsibility, okay, of RBI, fiscal is government. So, this has to be the case. Next, government should regulate financial markets and institutions closely. Is it about the government's role only here mentioned? No. Market economy is not compatible with the socialist policies. Okay, it's not about the socialist policies. It's about what here? Economic welfare of the people. Financial sector reforms are required. Is it about the reforms here? Okay, it's about the working with interdependence. Okay, yeah. So, the best or the most appropriate would be what? Yeah. Got it? Got an idea, fair idea of how the corollary has to be worked? Okay, so requirement is outcome. Outcome has to be natural, not desirable. Isn't it? Okay, if you are going for an exam, you are expecting desirable outcome. Pass agli anta hogtira. Isn't it or not? That's not called corollary, it's called a result. Okay, here it's a corollary. Okay, your result can't be a corollary of your hard work. The result will be the, okay, yeah, consequence of your hard work. Isn't it? Okay. We'll take one more keyword now. Implied, imply, implies, okay, you have some examples here to understand what is imply. Yeah, their failure to reply to our letters seems to imply a lack of interest. Means what? No need to mention it explicitly, it's understood. Okay, underlying meaning. Okay, yeah, their failure to reply to our letters means what? Seems to imply meaning. Okay, underlying meaning. Isn't it? Understood. Isn't it? Yeah, in their words. Not directly, it has to be mentioned. Cheerfulness doesn't always imply happiness. A person who is cheerful doesn't mean that he is always happiness. So, inner thing. This statement should not be taken to imply that the government is exonerated of all blame. So, whatever the statement given by the government doesn't mean that they are not out of the blame, isn't it? Means, again, high profits do not necessarily imply efficiency. Okay, though you have got a high profits doesn't mean that what? You have done a efficient profit or else efficient trade you have done, isn't it or not? Okay. Democracy does not imply a limitless diversity or freedom within the society, we can say. Okay, democracy, does it means limitless freedom, limitless diversity? No, there is a limitation, right? But a reasonable one, means always. Okay, what is the underlying meaning? Implies from the above passage. Okay, it's not expected to be explicit every time. That's a implicit. Getting? Okay. Yeah. Imply, implies, implicit, implied. An implied statement is highly connected to the passage but is never directly written. If it is something directly, it can't be implicit. It has to be explicit. Okay. Something which is explicit is an inference. Okay. Proven, alwa. It requires you to read between the lines, make a logical deductions and select the option that is author is heavily pointing towards. He'll be what? He'll be heavily pointing towards those ideas. Isn't it? Okay. Yeah. Now, there is a difference here. An inference is what you logically conclude. Okay. That's inference. But suggestion is what? Imply. Okay. This is not implication. Implies. And imply is what? The passage is suggesting. Okay. Inherently. Adara Valartha. Okay. Shall we take examples? Solve some PYQs. Okay. We'll gain more confidence. You have to be interactive here. That's very easy. Okay, look here now. I'll help you to read this one. The conceptual difficulties. It's not a practical. It's what? In theory. The difficulties in national income comparison. Okay. Between the underdeveloped and industrialized. Underdeveloped and can we say industrialized countries means developed countries are particularly serious because a part of national output in various underdeveloped countries is produced without passing through the commercial channels. Okay, commercial channels means we can say financial institutions, banks, so on, so on, so on. Many of the transactions in the underdeveloped countries are going through this one, right? Whatever the production is happening. See, if I am interaction, my interaction is through the bank. Okay, I will be having accounts, right? Isn't it? Which can be accounted into? Isn't it? What is the total outcome? Okay, divided by the total number of people. That's what national income. Okay, if I don't transact through what? Commercial channels only. How do you get the account there? But even when it compared the same with the developed countries compared to developed countries, okay, commercial channels, most of the transaction is going through the commercial channels, right? So, will it be a fair comparison if I compare the developed countries and underdeveloped countries national income? No, because in the underdeveloped countries, there is a high chance that majority of the goods are going through what? Non-commercial channels, isn't it? Yeah, go for the options. What does it implies? ಹೀಗೆ ಹೇಳಿರೋ ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು, ಇದ್ರ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಅರ್ಥ, ಒಳ ಮರ್ಮ. You can work on the keywords also, like definitive. The entire national output produced and consumed in industrialized country. What do you mean by industrialized? Developed country passes through commercial channels. Can you prove it? The entire national output? No. Compared to that underdeveloped country, we can say it's more in number. Isn't it or not? Okay. More of the whatever the output which is going through the commercial channel compared to what? Which countries? Developed, underdeveloped countries. Isn't it? The existence of non-commercial sectors in different underdeveloped countries. Okay. Is there existence of non-commercial channels? If it is not going through the commercial channel, what do you call them? Non-commercial only. Okay. Existence, yes. Countries renders the national income comparison over countries what? Difficult. This is the whole point, isn't it? Yes. It's difficulty because there is existence of non-commercial channels here more compared to the developed countries, which is less in number. Okay. This is the most appropriate one. No part of national output. Here only see. No part of national output should be produced. No, this is not a suggestion here. But in this case, he is giving a suggestion here. Okay, a part of national output being produced and consumed without passing through the commercial channel is a sign of underdevelopment. Is it a criteria to decide whether underdeveloped or developed country? No, not from the passage. We don't know. So the most appropriate would be what? Yeah, national income, difficulty between these two because of presence and absence or less in number in the developed and underdeveloped countries. Okay. Okay. More than half of. So can I say majority? More than half? Yes or no, Bharata? Okay. Women and almost a quarter of Indian men. Okay. Indian men quarter of Indian men of working age suffer from what? Anemia. So you guys are among these? No, no. Why not? Of course, more than half. Okay, many of them are also here there. Okay, ignore it. According to the studies, they are anywhere from 5 to 15% less productive. They are what? Less productive. Okay, than they could be as a result thereof. Okay, because of that, what happens? Anemic, less efficiency. Okay, India also has the largest tuberculosis TB burden in the world also. Okay, along with this. Okay, guide melbare. Costing what? 170 million working days to the country annually. It's not what? Hours, it's working days, work days. Okay, we are losing because of what? Two things. One is anemic and one also, yeah, most of the TB patients are anemic only. Okay, but what is just as important as lost productivity now is lost potential. Okay, lost productivity means what? Lost potential in the future. It is becoming increasingly clear that on many measures of cognitive ability, okay, malnourished Indian children perform 2 or 3 times worse than their adequately nourished peers. Okay, for an economy that will be more dependent on highly skilled workers, this poses a significant what? Challenge. Isn't it or not? Okay, their working ability means their educating ability will be reduced, their skills will be reduced, isn't it? Their totally output, productivity will be reduced there. And it is one that, okay, sarkari school alla kodtaralla tablet, what is it? Iron tablets. Yen taradna? Enri? Yenta folic? Iron folicate. Okay. And it is one that really should be addressed given India's demographic outlook. Got it? Okay. You can underline like this, you can connect the dots, you can get a complete knowledge about the passage. Then options easy actor. Okay. Implied. Education system must be strengthened. Anemic ಇರೋದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ರಕ್ತ ತುಂಬಿಡುತ್ತಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ರಕ್ತ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್. Large scale and effective implementation of skill development program is the need for the hour. Is it the need for the hour? No. For economic development, health and nutrition of only skilled workers need special attention. Is it only for the skilled workers? No, it's an universal program, it has to be. No. Then for rapid economic growth as envisaged by us, attention should be paid to health and nutrition of, isn't it? Nutritious food. Are you getting everyday nutritious food in a Chandra layout? ಮತ್ತೆ ದಮ್ ಬಿರಿಯಾನಿ ದಮ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತಿಂತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? Got it? So this lies, okay, this is where your answer lies. Everything lies still here. Okay, if you don't comprehend here, this becomes difficult. One day, sorry, again you go for an option, again you will search for the words. It doesn't works. Okay, see this habit, okay, this practice will help you in GS also, GS1 also, by 5 questions efficiency. Okay, ತಪ್ಪಣ ಕಡೆ at least correct ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ? Yeah. In a democratic state, are we democratic state? Okay. Where a high degree of political maturity of the people obtains. Okay, do you consider we have high political maturity? That's given. Okay, do you agree or not agree? According to the passage, there is a high degree of obtains. People are obtaining. So we are having high degree of political maturity. The conflict between the will of the sovereign lawmaking body means your representatives. Why you are sending the representatives? To make what? Isn't it or not? Sometimes they will be in power, sometimes they will be not having power, but they will be in a part of law making process, isn't it? Okay, yeah. Will you fight with them always? Will you fight with them always? No, because they are your representatives. Okay, you are the one who have selected them. Then why to fight? So what happens? The conflict between the will of the sovereign law making body means whatever the law they are making, okay, and the organized will of the people seldom occurs. Seldom means what? Rarely. What rarely occurs? Conflict. That's called political maturity. Okay, there is no conflict between most of the time the law making body, okay, their will is to make laws, right, sovereignly, okay, and your will means what is the law? Wish of the people only, isn't it? What is reflected in the law? Your aspiration, isn't it? You are the one who have selected them too. Yeah, put your aspiration in front of everybody. Okay, will of the people seldom occurs. Then what does it imply? Nodi. That's what democratic state, political maturity. Okay, very less conflict we can say. No conflict? No, seldom occurs means what? Very rarely occurs. ಏನಿದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್? in a mature democracy, force is narrowed down to a marginal phenomena in the actual exercise of sovereignty. If there is no conflict, should I have to use force? In a democracy, force is the main phenomena. Is it a main phenomena? No, there is a, see, seldomly we are conflicting with them. So force is not at all a main phenomena. In a mature democracy, force to a great extent? No. Again, in a mature democracy, use of force is irrelevant. ಪೊಲೀಸರ ಹತ್ರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಲಾಠಿನೂ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡೋಣ. Okay, ಯಾಕೆ ಲಾಠಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು? To apply minimum force, isn't it? So force has to be marginalized because already we have a maturity, we have understanding there, because they are the one who are representing us and we have selected them. In that case, what happens? Okay, there is a seldom conflict, hence what? In a mature democracy, force is narrowed down to a what? Marginal phenomena. Okay, in actual exercise of sovereignty. Got it? What climate change will undeniably do is cause of amplifying the events that hasten the reduction of resources. Okay, so whatever the events which is happening because of like reduction of resources, is it happening? Resources ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ನಮ್ಮರೇ? ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡಿದ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಈಗ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಬರ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಹಂಗ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ನೋಡು. Okay, reduction of resources, is it happening, madam? Yes. Okay, if there is a climate change continuously happening, will it get amplify ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗೋದು. Okay, ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಆಗುತ್ತೇನ್ರಪ್ಪ, ಇನ್ನೂ ರಿಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೇನ್ರಿ ಕ್ಲೈಮೇಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ರೆ? ಓಕೆ, Competition ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? Yes, competition over these diminishing resources would ensue in the form of political or even, okay, if that is the case continues, will it lead to political conflict? Yes. Violence? Kaveri galati nodilva? Resource based conflicts have rarely been overt and are thus difficult to isolate. Okay. Instead, they take on veneers that appear more politically palatable. See, one or the other way, everybody are lean towards the ideology, isn't it or not? Okay. Allo appa, time bandag torstira. Nim bhashego, jatigo, dharmukko, isn't it or not? Okay, you have ideological affiliations one or the other way. Allo appa, eeg torsalla, because it's in what here? Veneers. Idu nodakke marat tarane ide, but that's a plywood, right? It's called veneer. Kaanisutte hange chala ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವರ ತರನೇ, but you will be having the political, right? So in one or the other way, it can be palatable. Who can use this one? Yeah, politically it can be used, isn't it or not? Okay, that's what happens in the case of riparian states during river water conflicts. Conflicts over resources like water are often cloaked in the guise of identity as well as what? Ideology, isn't it? Akapakkad manele irtare. Okay, ee tara galati adaga avar manege benki hachbiಡ್ತಾರೆ ಹೋಗಿ, isn't it or not? Yeah, we have seen these things, isn't it? Okay, yeah, cross border rivers every time. So because of what this is happening? Because of competition over the resources. Why the competition? Because of reduction in the resources. Why it is happening? Because of, so moola illinda. Okay, go for the options. What does it imply? Resource based conflicts are always politically motivated. No. Okay, they are because of diminishing resources or else climate change it is. Okay, there are no political solution. It's not about the solution here, okay, to resolve, or else no political solution is an extreme word right here. Okay, if there is a solution, it has to be political solutions only for these conflicts. Environmental issue, can it be a legal solution here? ಪಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯುನಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಸರಿ, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? Specific purposes, isn't it? Okay, yeah. So they are not giving any reliefs over the period of time. Okay, after independent India, many tribunals are there. No relief at all. Okay, nobody follows. Madalla. Okay, jana battar ಬೀದಿಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Okay, yeah. Environmental issue contribute to resources stresses. Is it happening? Yes. And also political conflict. Political conflict, is it happening? Yes. Political conflict based on identity or ideology cannot be resolved. This is not the whole point here. Okay. The point is environmental issues contribute to resource stresses. What are environmental issues? Climate change. Okay. Understood? It's not explicitly mentioned. Everything is implied. ಒಳಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Okay. Okay, a vast majority of Indians are poor. Do you agree? Okay. With barely 10% employed in the organized sector. It's a barely 10%. Okay, organized sector. What do you mean by an organized sector? ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ. ವೈಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಜಾಬ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೇನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲಿ? You will be having a security of income, insurance, isn't it? At least housing allowance, DA, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, isn't it? Okay, those kind of organized sectors, isn't it? Yeah, we are being convinced that. We are being convinced that. From who? Where do you get convinced from? Isn't it or not? They have to convince you, basically people, voters. Okay, they see us what? As voters basically. First ನೋಡೋದವರು voter ತರ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ. Okay, convince ಹಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. Economic growth is generating substantial employment. Okay, UPSC is in a way critical here. But this, see, critical is not criticizing. It's talking about both positive and negative. Okay, critical, being criticized or else abusing. There is a lot of difference between this one. But this is not so. Okay, when our economy was growing at 3% per year, employment in the organized sector grew at 2% per year. Okay, economy was growing at, so whatever the economic growth is not directly proportional to the employment in the organized sector. Okay, as the economy began to grow at 7 to 8% per year, the rate of growth of employment in the organized sector, what happened? Declined. Okay, ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ PM ಜಿಲೇಬಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಅಂತ, ಬೊಂಡ ಮಾಡಿ ವಡೆ ಮಾಡಿ, that's growth. Yeah, the above passage seems to imply that. Okay, seems to imply that. ಹೇಳ್ರಪ್ಪ ನೀವೇ, come on, seems to imply what? You have combinations here. Whenever you have a combination, sometimes eliminate, not all the time. First understanding, afterwards elimination. Okay, in the first place, which of these can be eliminated? One ಹೇಳಿ, ಒಂದು. Which of these can be eliminated? Fourth, literate rural population is not willing to enter organized sector. Okay, job ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾರ? ಇಲ್ವಾ? Okay, so literate, no, this is irrelevant here, isn't it or not? Okay, if I eliminate fourth option and the second option gets eliminated. So 1 and 2 common, 3, it all depends on 3, go for, tiebreaker ಮಾಡಿ. Yendrappa 3, service sector in India. If you are considering these two in the same line, you have to consider this also. Okay, ಇದೆರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ತೆಗೆದಾಕಿ. 1, 2 ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೇಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ತರನೇ 3 ಇದೆಯಾ ನೋಡಿ. Service sector in India is not very labor intensive, because here nowhere you can prove this one, this is belong to these passages. Alwa, you have got this kind of passages also. Okay, my analysis and observation here is UPSC gives these kind of passages to leave, because leaving is also part of this exam. Okay, especially in prelim stage. Alvapa, bidodu ashtene part of game. Gutta cricket alli full lift ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ? ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. Okay, but still we'll try to answer this one. Most modern economic growth is based on technological progress. He hasn't mentioned anything about technology or progress here, right? Okay, let's keep this one, because 1 and 2 we have to keep it by default. Much of the modern Indian economy does not nurture sufficient symbiotic relationship between labor intensive and natural resource based livelihoods. Has he mentioned anything about the natural resource based livelihoods here? No. Okay, then service sector in India is not very labor intensive. Means he is checking your general skills here. Okay, by general, service sector in India is not very labor intensive. Is it so? Which is accommodating very less number of opportunities there? Service. Alwa. Okay, though it's an organized one, high yielding one, but the absorption rate in terms of employment is very less. Isn't it, madam? So, this one. But I want you to avoid, okay, avoid these kind of questions which have lot of ambiguity, okay, which are more irrelevant to the above passage and also confusing in nature. ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅವಾಗ? ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ? Okay, it's like a gambling. Next week this time many of them will be playing gambling ಆಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೆಲ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕೋದು, ಸರಿ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕೋದು. It doesn't works. Okay, now at this point also you have to leave a question after reading this one, after spending a lot of time. Okay, it's not easy to leave a question, that has to be learnt. Okay, ಈಗ ಹೋಗಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಕಿಲಾಡಿ, ನಾನು ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಫೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ಇದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮು, ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ. Intention is to, what is the intention of the exam here? ಇದು ಓದಿದ್ವಾ ಇದು? Imply, look, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಸೇಮ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ರೈಟ್? ಬಿಗ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಬಿಗ್ ಕೊರೊಲರಿ ಓದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ? ಓಕೆ, come on now, answer then. It doesn't mean that, see, one you have answered doesn't mean that you have to take the another chance also if you don't understand. Options say ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಓಕೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದಿಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ. We need only 1/3 of the marks. ಏನ್ ಸರ್ ಓದಿದಿರಲ್ಲ? See, big economies create big data. Is data being created? It's everywhere. What you can do is you can mine it, collect it. Okay, you can't create the data, isn't it? Yeah. Access to big data is the prerogative of developed country. Is it the prerogative of any developed country? Is it the independence of any developed country to collect the data? Adika bidtar navu? No. Okay, it's not even logical, right? Hatatruku illa. Access to and possession of big data is a characteristic of developed country. No, right? What is it? Yeah, okay, big data. Igella metadata agibidide. Shall we move? Very similar, yes. Mundu pogana tadi. Okay. Okay, we'll read this passage. Nowadays, there is a growing trend to use interconnected home devices. Is it happening? Example? Smart homes andre ಏನೇನ್ರಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ? ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿರೋರೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತನಾ? Yeah, isn't it? Okay, embedded, VLSI ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. Okay, so that's what happening. It's embedded, right? You can operate your AC from here itself. ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ what is it, James Bond watch ತಿರುಗಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗೆ ತಿರುಗಿಸ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು. So whatever is happening, okay, non-fictional nowadays in the movies can be a future. As consumers increasingly network their homes, the connected home devices manufacturers and service providers will seek to overcome thin profit margins by gathering more of our personal data. Okay, why they are giving? See, many of the ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಇದಾವಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಬೋಟು, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ವೆರಿ ಥಿನ್ ಮಾರ್ಜಿನ್ ದೇರ್, ವೆರಿ ಥಿನ್ ಮಾರ್ಜಿನ್ ದೇರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ದ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ರಪ್ಸಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿದಾವಲ್ಲ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್. ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ, ನೀವೇ ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡಿ. One or the other way. Okay, in this interconnected world, your digital imprint, okay, imprints are, and the personal data is been mined again here also. Okay, yeah, with or without our agreement. Okay, 50 page agreement ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಓದ್ತೀರಾ? ಸೈನ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೀರಾ? ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಸಿಮ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. Turning the home into what? Corporate storefront. Okay, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆನೇ ಅವ್ರ ಅಂಗಡಿ. Corporate marketers will have powerful incentives to observe consumer behavior, to understand the buying needs and the preferences of the device owners. Okay, the more and more you use, you'll leave the digital imprints, digital data, which can be used for making you as a consumer for the future. Okay, yeah, if that is the case, what is the message implied? Yen rappa message kottidane? What these things are posing to us? Risk, threat, isn't it or not? Okay, so what is it? Okay, though we can say, see, knowledge of consumer behavior leads to more capital expenditure in the manufacturing sector. Though this is true, but that's not the core message here. Be cautious, because that is risky, security risk. Okay, because you are using it in your home. He is talking about what? Home. Getting? Okay. Implied. Again, the majority of the people who fail to accumulate money sufficient for their needs are generally easily influenced by the opinions of others. ಹೌದೇನ್ರಪ್ಪ? ಈಗ ಯಾರು ದುಡ್ಡು ಮಾಡಿರೋರು ಇದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಹುಡುಗಿಡ್ಕ ಬಂದಿದ್ಯೇನೋ? ಏನೋ ರೇಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತಿದ್ರು, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹುಡುಗಿಡ್ದು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸಿ, ಮಲಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಲಗಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನಿದ್ದೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಮಲಗಬೇಕು, ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಹಸ್ದಾಗ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ವ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಫಿಲಾಸಫಿ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಓಕೆ. ಮದುವೆ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಲವ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಲವ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮದುವೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಪ್ಪೆ. ಓಕೆ. ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಓದೋದು, ಓದ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಲ್ವೇನೋ. ತಾತಾಜಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಸಿ, ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಅಪ್ರಿಷಿಯೇಟ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಇಫ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಕೇಸ್, isn't it? ಓಕೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಈ ಕಾರ್ ತಗೋತಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀವು 15 ವರ್ಷ ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮನೆ ಕಾರ್ ಏನು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ? ನೀವು 35 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ, 38 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಯೂಸ್ ದೆನ್? ಓಕೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಡನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಡನ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಅರ್ಲಿಯೆಸ್ಟ್. ಅದೇ ತಾನೇ ನೀವು ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಬೇಗ ಬೇಗ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. The majority of the people who fail to accumulate money sufficient for their needs. Okay, this is about accumulate money sufficient for their what? Needs. Okay, not for excess. Are generally easily influenced by opinions of the others. Isn't it or not? Okay, when you are in a weak point of mind, I can influence you easily. ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹತ್ರ, ಪೂಜಾರ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ಗಿಣಿ ಹತ್ರ ಕೇಳ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. ಇಸ್ಕಾನ್ ಮುಂದೆ ನೋಡಿದಿರ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಟ್ಪಾತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಗಿಣಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಗಿಣಿ ಸಾಕಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಈಗ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್. ಏನ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲಿ? ಅಳಿಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಈಗ. haven't you seen? ಈಗ ಇಸ್ಕಾನ್ ಮುಂದೆನೆ ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ನೋಡಿದಿರೇನ್ರ? ನೋಡಿ, ಇವ್ರು ರಾಜಾಜಿನಗರದಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ. ಕೇಳಿದಿರ ಯಾವತ್ತಾರು? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳೋರೆ 90% ಜನ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬಾಯ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಗಳು. ಆ ಹುಡುಗರುಗಳೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋದಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, if you don't know how to handle things, at least give time. It will get settled sometime. They permit, see, look here now. So opinions of others, they permit the newspapers and the gossiping neighbors to do their thinking for them. Okay, I don't know why newspapers here. What is the relevance of newspaper here? They, the one who is not making money, okay, the one who is at the weak point of mind, they permit the newspapers and the gossiping neighbors, okay, to do their thinking for them. Opinions are the cheapest commodities. Nice words. Okay, opinions are the cheapest commodities on the earth. Everyone has a flock of opinions ready to be wished upon by anyone who will accept them. If you are influenced by opinions, when you reach decisions, you will not succeed in any undertaking. Means whatever the undertaking, whatever the work you are undertaking, okay, if that work is getting influenced by, opinions of the others every time. Isn't it or not? ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡುವಾಗ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಡಬೇಕು ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ, ಯಾರು ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. Isn't it or not? Okay, just by opinion you can't take. Isn't it? Hence, you are at a weak point of mind. Hence, you will rely on the decisions of the others, opinions of the others, and you take a decision there. That's not a right decision, he is saying. Okay, now go for the passage. What is it implies? ಏನದು? ಸಿ ಏನ್ರಿ? ಸಿನಾ ಹೇಳಿ, ತಪ್ಪಾರ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟ್ ಮನಿ ಫಾರ್ ದೇರ್ ನೀಡ್ಸ್. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟ್ ಮನಿ ಫಾರ್ ದೇರ್ ನೀಡ್ಸ್. Yes, it's happening, right? Most of the people, can we say? Let's keep this one. As of now, we cannot know. Most of the people never fail to accumulate money for their needs. Never fail? No. They fail to accumulate money for their needs, right? Okay, we'll eliminate. There are people who fail to accumulate money for their needs. Are there people who fail to accumulate money for their needs? Yenappa sarineno idu? Okay, let's keep this one also. There is no need to accumulate money. Okay, according to the passage he says money has to be, okay, accumulated for their needs. Okay, needs. But some people do not, some people fail, which is a more appropriate from the above passage. Some people do not allow, some people fail to do that. Getting? Okay. See, we have done 2 keywords today. What are those? Corollary and implied. What has to be kept in mind while doing corollary? Natural outcomes. Implied, underlying meaning. Okay, underlying meaning which is implied, implicit, adra oda artha ಏನು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. Okay, okay, the next one we'll take is implication. Imply and implication, there is a difference. The difference is, see, implication is a logical consequence, okay, or a lesson or a measure or a suggestion outcome or a hidden meaning there. Okay, it's like an outcome. Implication, what are the implication of this class? What are the implication of your actions? Okay, what are the implications, okay, of the stand taken by India? So these are the implications. What we can say, that's an outcome, result, or else what we can expect to happen, suggestions, what are the measures to be taken from the above passage. Okay, outcome. Okay, when you hear something, you will get to know that some of the measures has to be taken. That also is an implications only. Okay, so implications look for what? Consequences and measures. What has to be done? Okay, ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸರಿ ಆಗಬಹುದು according to the passage. Getting, sir? Implication. Okay, see, as I said, you will get the correct answer sometimes by general reading also, like say 10 out of 5, 6, maybe 7 also, but the time consuming and the efficiency will be decreased if you are relying only on the RC. Okay, that's not desirable, because if you are putting 30 questions and only 20 are right and the time taken is almost 1.5 hours, nowhere. At that point, what happens? Panic. ಆಮೇಲೆ based for that panic ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Mistakes. Okay, more mistakes. Last half an hour, if I ask you to do 20 questions, ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಏನು ಗುಂಡಾಕೋಗಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಅಂತ, you will get relieved at some point. ಓಹ್, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಷನೇ ಇದು ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಈ ಸರಿ. Okay, at this point, next week, some of you people, next year, okay, you'll be having the same thing. Hegide? What is the feeling you are having? Don't have anything, so that's also a normal day. Okay, it's too late to have anything different. Whatever has happened has already happened. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಆಗೋಗಿದೆ. Okay, manifested. ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಆಗೋಗಿದೆ. Nothing you can do new now. What you can do is go through your work again and again. Okay, here and there 1 or 2 questions can make differences there. ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾರ್ಜಿನ್ಗೂ ಬರಬೇಡಿ. But still, that's unfortunate if you get. But do not do anything new. Okay, ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, do not listen to any of the opinions. Okay, at this point, ಎಲ್ಲ 10 ಜನನು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಿ? ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಸರಿ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. Implication. What is the implication of the passage? Do you have an answer here? You understood the passage? Not a difficult passage to understand. Scientific knowledge has its dangers. Okay, I don't know what dangers, let's see, but so has every great thing. Okay, he made it into philosophy. scientific knowledge has its danger, but so has every great things. Okay. Over and beyond the dangers with which it threatens the present. It means the science, it threatens the present. Okay. It opens up as nothing else can. Like the Oppenheimer says, I have become death. Okay. So it opens up as nothing else can. The vision of a possible happy world. Okay. So possible happy world can happen with the help of what? Science. So in pursuing it, in the path of it, there is lot of chances you might get what? Threatened also some of this. Okay. Atom bomb. Isn't it or not? The war is one or the other way. The one who are pioneers in the science, World War agide avarinda alva. Okay. So possibly unhappy world. What is a possible happy world? A world without poverty, without war, and with little illness. Science, whatever unpleasant consequences it may have, by the way, is in its very nature what? Yeah, it's a natural liberator. Okay. Isn't it or not? So whatever the relief you can expect from science only. Okay, in that process there is sometimes threats also. Isn't it, sir? Okay, go ahead. What is the implication, consequence of science? What is a happy world is a dream of science. Is it so from the above passage? No, na? Okay, let's keep this one. Science only can build a happy world, but it is also the only major threat. See, first half we can agree to certain extent, but the second half, but it is also the only major threat. No, we can't prove from the passage there. A happy world is not possible without science. Science illa andre happy world we cannot create it. Can you prove from the above passage? What we know from the above passage is if you want a happy world, okay, the possibility is through what? Science. If there is no science, there is no happy world. We can't prove from the above passage. That's not the otherwise. Okay, it's not vice versa like. Okay, so a happy world is not possible without science. We can't prove it, madam. Okay, irbodu ildene irbodu. A happy world is not at all possible with or without science. That's superfluous, right? More than necessary, with or without science. So what does it mean? Yeah, dream means what? In the future, expectation. That's what? What is the expectation? Possible happy world. Isn't it or not? In the future. So you have to work on the synonyms also. You are looking for only the words matching. No. Okay, meaning. Alvinri? Okay. Okay, I'll read this one again. The Arctic's vast reserves of fossil fuel, fish, minerals are now accessible for a longer period in a year. What might be the reason? Yeah, melting of glaciers. Okay, longer period of time. But unlike Antarctica, which is protected from exploitation by the Antarctic Treaty framed during the Cold War, is not subjected to the territorial claims by any country. Okay. So Antarctic, already there is a treaty which can't be claimed by any one country. There is no legal regime protecting Arctic from industrialization, especially at the time when the world is craving for what? Alva. Okay. So Arctic na bidtara iga more and more resources. The distinct possibility of, okay, possibility that is, possibility of ice-free summer has prompted countries with Arctic coastline to scramble for great chunks of the, yeah, isn't it or not? Scramble for great chunks means what they are expecting here? Yeah, fuel, fisheries, okay, minerals, resources. Okay, isn't it or not? Now, yeah, go for the implication. What we can expect here, implication from this possible ice-free summer or else longer period of ice-free summer. India can have territorial claims in the Arctic territory and free access to its resources. Can it be having? Can it be in the competition? No. Why? This is about the Arctic coastline countries. Are we in a coastline? Namu gottilla anta helangilla. That's a universal fact now. Okay, Yeah, melting of summer ice in the Arctic leads to change in the geopolitics. Is it happening? Will it happen? Yes. The Arctic region will solve the world's future problem of resources crunch. Can we have the stats about it? No. Okay, resource is there, but can it solve the problem? We don't have information about it. The Arctic region has more resource than Antarctica. Is there a comparison, madam? Not at all. So the most appropriate will be what? Yeah, this is the consequence. Okay, geopolitics, isn't it? Okay. What can happen for this? What can happen? Spatial distribution of monsoon. Monsoon, okay. Geography agidya? The rainfall has to get distributed for 100 days probably, okay. Now, and also spatially it has to happen. If it happens for 30 days, flood. If it happens for 120 days, drought, okay, isn't it? Yeah, spatially it should happen, skewed, highly skewed of monsoon flows, which occurs in a 4-month period from June to September annually. This is the distribution has to be happened. Has been what? Lost, isn't it? Okay, male bilo pramana kadime agtide, and also the male bilo jagadalli male beeltilla, samudrak beeltadi iga, and have been lost. Since these few months account for most of the rainfall and consequent freshwater availability, the need for holding the rainwater in the reservoirs for subsequently releasing it for use over the years is a necessity. Nobody can afford to overlook. Okay, isn't it or not? Whenever there is availability of fresh water, we have to reserve it for what? Subsequent use over the years, isn't it? Okay, flood control as well as during the droughts, okay, during the less rain season, we have to do. Necessity. Climate change will continue to affect weather conditions and create water shortages and excesses. Okay, drought and floods. So if this is the case, while millions suffer from droughts and floods, water in the country's many rivers flow unutilized. What happens? If there is a flood, waters are unutilized and are discharged into sea every year. With reference to the above passage, which of the following? See, India is the country where at the same time we will be having a drought as well as what? Flood. Okay, yeah. No, Dropa. I think this is suggestions, implications for India, practical implications for India. So based on these details, what you can suggest for Indian context? Availability of water, holding the waters and releasing of water also. Okay, keep these things in mind and mark the answers. Appropriate. You can eliminate the irrelevant, extreme. What? 1 and 2? 1 and 2 only, na? Sure? Okay, a network of dams and canals should be built across the country for proper distribution of what? Can we take this one? Implication? Yes, because distribution. Okay, oh, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we have. Okay, network of dams considered. Interlinking of rivers should be undertaken. Yes, because what? During floods, water in the country's many river flow unutilized. So how to utilize? Link, water link. Okay, you have to link the waters or else the river linking projects. Okay, though this is impractical one from the above passage. Okay, this is what he is implying there. Implications. Interlinking, network of dams. Farmers should be provided easy loans, is it? No point of giving easy loans for digging bore wells. Water has to be used. Okay, it's another source of getting water here. No. Usage of water for agriculture should be regulated by law. Can we do this one? Regulated by law? Illa. Okay, distribution of should be regulated by union government. Why only union government? Okay, water comes to what? Which subject? Water? State, Sure? Okay. So 1 and 2 only, madam? India is at once among the fastest growing global economies. and home to the largest number of, it's also what? Fastest growing global economy, and also what? Largest number of malnourished children. Okay, irony. There are regions where malnutrition is not the exception but the norm. Okay, check they are malnourished or malnutrition. And across the country, malnutrition is the cause of death for roughly half the 1.3 million children who die before their 5th birthday every year. Okay, 1.3 million, almost 13 lakhs children are dying before their 5th birthday, and half of them are because of what? Malnutrition. Even those children who survive suffer, though who are surviving also suffer from what? Permanently damages that has already been done to their bodies and minds from not getting enough. Okay, alva 20 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ತಿಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬರ್ತದೆ? Nutrients. Around 44 million children under 5 are stunted. Okay, this all leads to what here? Okay, can we expect again the fastest growing global economy? No. Okay, your health sector will be attracting more funds, then again, isn't it? They can't be efficiently worked, okay, or else skilled enough, many things. That makes it harder for them to learn in the school, subsequently earn a living as adults. Their lifetime earnings potential is almost a quarter less than that of what? Healthy peers. Okay, yeah. So, what are the implications? Rational, practical implications. So, to overcome this one, what do you suggest? Helrappa. Implications. What are the implications? Practical one, rational one, which can be followed. Okay, can this be an implication? India's public distribution system should be monitored by the union government. Why union government? Why state government? Efficiency has to be increased, right? Okay, by union government andre this becomes a definitive one, right? Not necessarily only union government. Getting? Okay. As of now, hold this one. Eliminate madbedi. Nodi. Girls should be encouraged to delay marriages and first pregnancy. Will it reduces the malnutrition? No, na. Then why is the age fixed for 18 years? Marriage age fixed for 18 years, why? Child marriage yak kadme madbegayit mate. What is the reason here? Okay, they have to be, see, girls should be encouraged to delay their marriages, isn't it? And also the first pregnancy until they get nutrition properly. Okay, delayed doesn't mean that too much delay here. I'm saying about delayed rather than what was practiced earlier. Okay, to compare to that delayed, and also the first pregnancy. Okay, that is the major. Okay, in yesterday's class also we have seen the microbiomes question. Remember? Okay, a poor mother will give rise to a poor baby. Okay, yeah, healthy, unhealthy mother will be raising the unhealthy baby. Yes, mothers should be encouraged to breastfeed their children immediately after birth. Yes, immediately after birth. Okay, this is suggested by the doctors also, right? Okay. The supply of safe drinking water and proper sanitation facilities to all should be ensured. This also, okay, nutrition. The authorities should ensure the vaccination as prescribed. Yes, prescription irtade. Papa tagandavaro ilvo yaru nododu. So, what are the options? 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, not only why union government. Okay. Matond madi. Implication alla. Make use of the extreme words here. Whenever you have combinations like this, eliminate one or two and seek the synchronization between the remaining options. If they work, then go for it. If not, leave. Try ಮಾಡಿ, keep this key things in mind. What to be kept? First requirement, implications, okay, which matches the passage. Second thing is, when you have combinations, work on the keywords, extremes, okay, eliminate one or two. Afterwards, remaining options, sync irbeku. If they are in the line with the given passage, then go for it. Okay, majority of the time it works. Then also, if you are facing lot of ambiguity, buddy. Okay, I'm not expecting everybody's comprehension skill has to be very good, but you have to improve. Newspaper ne sumne ಓದ್ ಮುಗಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಓದಬೇಡಿ. Okay, ನಿಧಾನ ಓದಿ. Yeah guys, any answer here? Try for an answer. If you want to go for an answer, yeah, ಹೇಳ್ರಪ್ಪ ಈಗ. Quit ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? Answer ಹೇಳಿ. How many questions you had for this passage? One or two? One, na? Okay, nowadays that's what we are getting. Though it's the length of the passage is more, we are getting only one question. Earlier, I had ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದ ಪಾಪ. That's why RC has become time consuming. B, ಏನದು B, 1, 2, 3, 4. ಏನಪ್ಪ? B, C, D. ಬಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ನಿನಗೆ? ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಎರಡು ಇಲ್ವೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ನೋಡು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ನೀನು? ಎ. Okay, you understood the passage, right? It's not a difficult passage to understand here. Okay, it's about again how we are depending on the technology only. What happens? Okay, there will be drawbacks also on based on science. Okay, so technology is again a globalized one. Somebody will manufacture in Dublin, somebody will write the code in California, and also Hyderabad alli en ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ, software programmer will be there. Okay, Bengaluru ಇರಬೇಕಾಯ್ತಿದು. If different national jurisdictions have different fine print on prioritizing a human life, how will it affect insurance investment decision including transitional ones? Okay, miss ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಯಾರು ಕಟ್ತಾರೆ? Okay, who is obligated there? Which of the following statements best reflect the rational, plausible and also practical implication that can be derived from the above passage? Derived. Too much globalization is not in the best interest of any country. Okay, modern technologies are increasingly blurring the economic borders. Increasingly blurring, indefinite words, right? Okay, innovation and capital have impinged, okay, reduced, impinged on the domain of the state. State means countries only. Okay, innovation and capital have impinged on the domain of the state. Okay, most of the time the state doesn't have much to say about your whatever. See, you are going through the digital areas. Okay, in social networking, see, can't do. And see, yesterday Maharashtra government has requested to remove the apps of Rapido, you know, that Uber, Ola, requested. Okay, yeah, so you can't do much as a state there. Every time you can't execute the laws only. Public policy of every country should focus on developing its own supply chain. Can it happen? Can this happen? Public policy of every country should focus on developing its own supply chain. ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಮೇಡಮ್? ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ ರೀ, ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದನಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ತರಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೇಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, no, see, no country is that much resourceful to depend only on itself to have supply chain, isn't it or not? And also, too much globalization is not in the best interest of any country. No. Okay, majority of the countries, they are mining data, isn't it? They are collecting the data, they are depending on those. This is not for, some of the countries are depending on this, isn't it? So is it for any countries? No. Is it for, this is happening for every country? No. Okay, so what left? 2, 4 ತೆಗೆದಾಕಿದ್ರೆ 2, 3, 5. I don't expect you to mark these kind of answers. Okay, what to do? Leaving kind of question. Okay, leave. Ambiguity, leave. ಅಲ್ವಾ ಹೇಳಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಪ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇನಿಲ್ಲ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಟ್ ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತು ನಂಗೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಸರಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀನಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರ ಓಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಓಕೆ ಯಾ I'll give a break of 5 minutes. 5 minutes break ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. It's good that there is rain from few days, or else the temperature would have been 33, 34. It will be not so much bearable during especially CSAT. So it's good. Okay. See, we saw assumption and an inference. Okay. Today what we saw? Corollary, imply. These are all some sort of results, consequences, suggestions. Okay. Basically, corollary, natural outcome, implies what is the underlying meaning, and also the implication, usefulness, consequence, results. Okay, or also sometimes suggestions which has to be or taken care of, lessons. The next is the core message. Okay, crux of the passage, and also the idea. These three are, we don't have much of the difference between these three. Okay. See, the crux is nothing but the central theme. The whole theme. Sometimes there will be unnecessary messages also, but he will be asking for crucial one, critical one, which is most important, okay, at that point of time. That is how you have to think, which is more important, the central theme. Okay, there might be 2, 3, 4 messages also, but you have to focus on the theme, the important one, okay, which is very, very necessary. That's how the message, crux and the idea works. They work in the same line. Come in, no need to ask. Okay, in a way, these three works in the same way, but there is a difference between these two. Okay, assumption is, yeah, it's an idea unsaid. Okay, it's an idea. Okay, yeah. Inference is something which can be proven. Prove ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು. Okay, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು prove ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. But here assumptions can't be proven because that's an idea, isn't it or not? This is not the same idea. Idea from the above passage. What is the whole idea of the passage there? Okay. Same thing, huh? Have you read this one? Okay. ನೋಡಿ UPSC ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತರದೇ ಬರ್ತದೆ. Okay, look here now. During the summer in the Arctic Ocean, sea ice has been melting earlier and faster. Okay, so rather than the date of melting, it is melting earlier to that particular date. Okay, and also fast. And the winter freeze has been coming later. Okay, so summer melting is extending and also winter freeze is extending. Okay, so the time of freezing is coming very late here. In the last 3 decades, the extent of summer ice has declined by about 30%. The lengthening period of summer melt threatens to undermine the whole Arctic food web. Okay, food web. Atop which stands what? Polar bears. Okay, isn't it? Primary. Sorry, at the top, polar bears, the predators. Now, which is the most appropriate or else most crucial message he says here? The important one according to the passage. In the first case, he says climate change has caused the Arctic summer to be short. No, it is long. Okay. Polar bears can be shifted to South Pole to ensure their survival. From their natural habitat, can you replace them? ಬೇಡವರಪ್ಪ ಓಕೆ ಚೀತಾ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬಂದಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಏನದು ಒಂದು ನಾಲ್ಕು ಸತ್ತದ್ವಾ ಓಕೆ ಪೋಲಾರ್ ಬೇರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಶಿಫ್ಟೆಡ್ without the presence of polar bears. The food chain in the Arctic region will disappear. Can you prove from the above passage? Will they disappear? Maybe, may not be. Namgen gottu. Okay, we don't know from the above passage, isn't it? climate change poses a threat. Okay, isn't it or not? Yeah, this is the message he is giving. And also this is crucial. Okay, because it is at the top of the web. Okay, one of the keystone, top of the web. Tuberculosis. A majority of the TB infected in India are poor. If they are poor, what? Their nutrition value will be very less. Suitable housing and have little understanding of prevention also. No education. Okay. TB then, and also TB enaktade. TB spreads. Okay, isn't it? TB then devastates families, makes poorer, particularly affects women and children. Okay, the one who is vulnerable, and leads to ostracisation, okay, reduction, and the loss of employment. See, outcasting of the TB patients. Okay, so that's what happening. Societal outcast leads to ostracisation, okay, and loss of employment. The truth is that even if TB does not kill them, the hunger, poverty will kill them. Another truth is that deep-seated stigma, lack of counseling, expensive treatment, and lack of adequate support from providers and family, coupled with torturous side effects, demotivate patients to continue treatment with disastrous health consequences. Okay, it's a social dogma. Based on this message, through this, what is the message he is giving the UPSC aspirants? Is it not a curable disease? No. So whatever is happening, okay, if you do exactly opposite of it, there is a lot of chance cure. Then curing TB requires more than diagnosis and medical treatment. Is that so? Yes. Socially also it has to be. Okay, let's keep this one as of now. Government surveillance mechanism is deficient and poor people have no access to treatment. Though there is access to treatment, their understanding, their education towards the treatment very poor. Isn't it or not? Okay, there is availability. TB kendragal ella kadenu idave iga. India will be free from diseases like TB only when its poverty elevation program are effectively and successfully implemented. See, this is the reverse of this one, right? Okay, because see, because of TB they are pushing into the poverty. Okay, and because of the poverty, TB is becoming an not treatable diseases, isn't it or not? Okay, hence, which is the most appropriate case? Curing TB requires more than diagnosis and also only medical treatment. Okay, yeah. ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರ ನೀವು ಟಿವಿ ಬಂದವ್ರನ್ನ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ರೇಟ್ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಪಾಪ. That's what, okay, socially we have to get educated. As we look to 2050, when we will need to feed 2 billion more, okay, 7 plus 2, 9, up close to 10 billion. The question of which diet is best has taken on new urgency. Yav diet best? Henry? GM diet? Keto diet? Kareena Kapoor diet? The foods we choose to eat in the coming decades will have dramatic ramifications for the planet. Simply put, a diet that revolves around the meat and also dairy, a way of eating that is on the rise throughout the developing world. Okay, ದುಡ್ಡು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ನಾನ್ ವೆಜ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದದು ಅಬ್ಬಾ. Okay, world will take a greater toll on the world's resources than one that revolves around unrefined grains, nuts, fruits and vegetables. Okay, why it will be taking more toll if you depend on meat and dairy? ಮುಂದೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾನೆ. The input is too high. Okay, you require almost 3000 liters of water to get 1 kg of chicken ante. Okay, or meat producing. Okay, compared to 350 or 300 400 liters compared to 1 kg of rice or else cereals. Okay, one thing. And also methane liberation, carbon dioxide, wastage, okay, many things. Gym muchudre arda kadime agbiduttade nodi. Protein. Okay, what is the critical message conveyed by the above passage? Our increasing demand for foods sourced from animals puts a greater burden on our natural resources. This is what he is saying, right? Let's keep this. Diets based on grains, nuts, fruits and vegetables are best suited for health in developing country. It's not about developing or developed countries. Okay, it's not about the health also, it's about the burden on nature. Okay. Human beings change their food habits from time to time irrespective of health concerns. True na? From the passage? No. Okay, message nodi. Idella message kodak try madirodu. This is the message. Okay, the more you depend on the meat and dairy, what happens? See, basically are we cattle rearers or breeders? Predominantly no. Okay. Nimಗೊಂdu 200-300 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಹೋದ್ರೆ we used to not consume this much of dairy products as we are doing today. Okay, that's for what? Do we have that much of grassland? No, that all for the grassland region, isn't it or not? Okay, see, we used to have lactose intolerant. Now also many people will be having lactose intolerant. We were forcibly feeding. Okay, we were forcibly feed so that we can adjust to. Still many of them are lactic intolerant. Okay. So cattle breeders irlilla now. Okay, that adu passage bandide namgondu. From a global perspective, we still do not know which type of diet is best for us. Okay, according to the passage, which diet is best? Depending on what? Unrefined, adrallu, grains, nuts, fruits and veggies. Okay, yes. So this is the message he is giving. Our urban bodies cannot possibly ensure sustainable delivery of water in our cities unless financial mechanisms are put in place. What we require? See, delivery of water to our cities. What is required? Yen bekri madam? Financial what? Mechanism. Okay. See, KPTC ella gottalva? For corporation is different. There is a regulatory board is different. Okay, which fixes the price also in a certain way. We don't have the same for the water. Okay, similarly, water delivery requires heavy investment in collecting it from a natural source, treating it to make it potable and laying a distribution network of pipes for delivery to the users. It also requires investments in the sewerage infrastructure and sewage treatment plants also. So it's not about the water pipeline inside, afterwards outside also. Sumne bidadalla. Okay, we have to treat that water, right? Sewage treatment plants also, that's also expensive. So what is required? Financial mechanism. Ellin taradu? Okay, ಎಷ್ಟು invest ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? What is the returns? Something. Okay, what has to be the charges? Should we charge or not? Okay, everything has to come into effect there. Treatment plants, so that the sewers can carry the wastewater to these plants to ensure that no untreated sewage is discharged back into the natural water bodies. Meaning we have to protect the natural water bodies also, isn't it or not? These are the sources. Okay, if our cities were rich enough, okay, if our cities, R means Indian context only, were rich enough to meet the entire cost, water could be delivered free, but they are not what? Rich. Okay, so what is the message? What is the message? Yeah, of course, cities are not rich in the Indian context, which is the most appropriate. ಈಗ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂತೂ ಕೊಡಲೇಬೇಕು, ರಿಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಏನೋ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು. See, if we were rich, we had an excess amount, okay, we would have given it for free, everything, but we are not. Then what to do? That's it. The message is to charge. Okay, charge them, isn't it? See, urban local bodies must recover Cost through what? User charges. Use madadange duddu kodi. Okay, kadme use madi, kadme charge kodi. Urban local bodies are not efficient enough to meet the water requirement of our cities. No, they are efficient, but what is required? Finance mechanism required. Okay, if there is finance mechanism, they can effectively do that. Water shortage in our cities is a perennial problem that cannot be resolved. Can it be resolved? Through what? Finance. In view of the water crisis in our cities, there is an urgent need to limit the population of the city. No, it's not about the population of a city. By adopting what? Upper limitation. Okay, this is not relevant only, right? No. So, finance, charges. Critical message. See, you will get into three types of message majorly: critical, crucial, rational. Okay, doesn't make any difference with the adjectives there. You focus on the message, the core theme of it. In India, agriculture still engages about half of the workforce. Do you agree with this one? But one or the other way workforce in agriculture only, right? Alla buttu bandu alveno hola tota gadde alla buttu bandre madoru yaro? Isn't it or not? Next kelsa yarige bartade adannu madodu. Okay, and about 85% of its farms, what is it? And about 85% of it is a small farm, farm, small and margin. Okay, farm is easy irbeku. Okay, % of its farm are small and ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಲೆ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಮಾಲ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಯಾರು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಮಾರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ ಅಲ್ವೇನಪ್ಪ. ಅವ್ರ ತಾತ ಅಪ್ಪದಿರೆಲ್ಲ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ಕುರಿ ಮೇಯಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮೊಮ್ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮಕ್ಕಳು. ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಜಿನಲ್ compared to China and Vietnam, which has experienced fast structural and rural transformation. Okay, Southeast Asian countries, we can see that. India's story is of slow transformation. Okay, we saw that in the 1980s Green Revolution, slow transformation, or like stagnation there. As a result, poverty reduction in India was at the much slower pace during 88 to 14 compared to China and Vietnam. Okay, compared to only these two cases. But in India, poverty reduction was slow during 1988 to 2005, but during 5 to 12, it accelerated dramatically, almost 3 times faster than during the earlier period. Yenike. Okay, he says, what did India do during this period? Research reveals that the relative price scenario changed significantly by more than 50% in favor of agriculture in the wake of rising global prices. Okay, there is a global price increase in the agriculture products there. Hence, the products were sold for higher rate. Okay, then the growth. This boosted private investment in the agriculture. LL profit irutte yaar bartare first? Private investors by more than 50%. As a result, agri GDP growth touched 4.1%, I guess. 4.1% during 2000 to 2012 as against 2.4% during 2002 to 2007. The net surplus of agri trade touched $25 billion in 2013-14. Real farm wages rose by 7% per annum. Okay, many positive things happened. Why? Because of entry of who? Private investors. Why they entered? Increase in the price, because more profit was happening. Isn't it or not? Yeah. What is the price there? Boosted 5 times, huh? How many times? 50% in favor of agriculture wake. Okay. All the led to the unprecedented fall in the poverty. Yeah, you are getting what? Wages also more now. Okay. Farm returns also more. Then poverty reduction aita. Okay. India should create large scale off-farm rural employment to reduce poverty in the near future. Should create large scale off-farm rural employment. Is it about off-farm? No, in the agriculture space only you have to do it. India should create large number of farmer producer companies. India should create large number of farmer producer. Is that the farmer producer only? Okay, let's keep this one. No, private investment in agriculture should be given priority over public investment. Let's keep this also. Inclusive agriculture growth is key to reduce poverty in the near future. Yeah, what is the message there? How to reduce the poverty? by inclusively agriculture growth. Inclusive agriculture growth means what? Wages also considered. Okay, not only the products growth, it has to be what? Wages also. Increase the agricultural growth, key to reduce poverty in the near future. Okay, yeah, this is the most appropriate, fourth one. That's a message critically. Spanish ships in the late 16th century first brought the potato tuber from South America to Europe. Okay, nodi historical chennagidave. Whereby in the early 19th century it had become a reliable backup to cereal crops. What has become backup to the cereal crops? Potatoes. Where? Europe. Brought from where? Southern part of America, South America. Okay, it's not southern part of America, South America. Particularly in the cold, rain-soaked soils of Ireland, the Irish were soon almost wholly depend on the potato as their staple food. What happens if you depend on only one thing? If you put all your eggs in the same basket, what happens? There is a chance of risk, right? Yes, yeah. And they were planting primarily one prodigious variety, only one variety, the lumper potato, okay, whose genetic frailty, okay, would be cruelly exposed by the fungus, Phytophthora infestans, okay. In 1845, spores of the deadly fungus began spreading across the country, destroying nearly all the lumpers in its path. The resulting famine killed or displaced millions. What is the reason? Because of depending wholly on potato by replacing their indigenous cereal crops. Go for the message. What do you mean by homogeneous? Same type, only one type. Okay, isn't it? Same type, use ಮಾಡಿರಕ್ಕೆ. Only one type of food source is not desirable, acceptable. Got it? Okay, so understood the message? We'll do very similar kind of, which are called crux. Okay, crux. In the same line, you have to see the crux also. No difference, much of a difference there. Crux of the passage. You will get some 2 to 3 questions, but messages, inference and assumption will be comprises of 20 questions. Minimum 20 questions bunde bartade. Message, idea, inference and assumption. Crux 1 or 2, corollary 1 2 3, imply, implication some 3 4 maybe. But overall 28 questions we can expect. Martira idu? Come on. What is aristocratic? King's rule, nobles rule, okay, ruled by the nobles. What do you mean by oligarchic? Ruled by few, okay, very few people are ruling, okay, such a democracy irbeku. Yeah, what do you mean by autocracy? Yeah, dictatorship, ruled by one, auto. Okay, ruled by few, ruled by one, ruled by the nobles. Nodrappa, Plato's common sense morality. In ethics al bartade. Each and every passage can be used as a potential answer writing. Okay. B, is that the crux here? B ante, hauda? You understood the passage, right? Not a difficult passage to understand here. Okay, our aristocratic government. See, one thing, reading is one side, and also you must have a decent vocab. Okay, vocabulary nu kalibeku. What are the source of for your vocab? That's the best one. Okay, daily ಐದು ಪದ ಕಲಿಬೋದಪ್ಪ. Okay, and also you must know how to use it. Okay, then only you can recollect all those. Aristocratic government ruins itself by limiting too narrowly the circle within which power is confined. Oligarchic government ruins itself by the incautious scramble for immediate wealth, because very few will be there. Okay, they will be focusing on the wealth there. But even democracy ruins itself by excess of democracy. So anything you do excess, okay, will be what? Harmful only in one or other way. Okay, democracy, Ambedkar the ideyala, he's saying, okay, it's not suitable, it doesn't work for too long. But what? This is the best as of now we are having. Its basic principle is the equal right of all to hold office and determine public policy. This is at first glance a delightful arrangement. It becomes disastrous because the people are not properly equipped of what? Yeah, education. We gave the universal adult franchise, but that's a debatable thing. To select the best rulers and the wisest courses. Are we doing it? No, right? Okay. The people have no understanding and only repeat what their rulers are pleased to tell them. Okay, such democracy is tyranny or autocracy. 21 alli helidare. Okay, Plato, common sense, morality. So which one of the following statements best reflect the crux? Human society is experiment with different form of governments. Though this is right, is it the crux of the passage here? Just for an experiment we are doing all this? No. Any form of government tend to deteriorate. Any form of government, he has mentioned many forms of government, deteriorate by excess of its basic principle. Can we agree with this one? Okay, if it is excess, anything which violates the basic principle. Okay, basic means it has to be at the basic stage. Let's keep this one as of now also. Education of all citizens ensures a perfect functioning, and can you prove this perfect functioning? No. Okay. Having a government is a necessary evil because tyranny is inherent in any form of government. Why not this one? Having a government is a necessary evil because tyranny is inherent in any form of government. Between A and D. Henry? B and D. This also is a possible option, huh? I don't know. Okay, yeah, B and D. Sorry. A and D ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಾ? Between B and D. Yes, between B and D, not A and D. Yeah, which is the most appropriate and why? Yakaba? Having a government is a necessary evil because tyranny is inherent in any form of government. See, if there is an excessive of those governments, excessive of their basic principle, then it is an evil. Not necessarily every government is an evil. Isn't it or not? Democracy is not an evil there, but because of excessive exercise of democracy, it becomes, yeah, evil sometimes. So, the most appropriate would be what? Okay, avoid, again, avoid. Okay, because lot to understand here. If your comprehension is too good, if you can deduce this much at that point of time, then go for an answer. If not, munduku. Diet. Go ahead. Yeah, guys, answer. ಬರೀ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಾಗಲ್ಲ. Is it D? C? D? ಇದು ಯಾಕಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿ ಏನು ಅಂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Using modern food processing technologies, we must fortify food items. Is that the crux of the passage here? Nodi, people are not eating the right food. For some, it is simply a decision to stick with food they enjoy, but which is not too healthy. This is leading to an increase in the, like for example, non-communicable disease. Sugar bandilwa innu antaralla. Okay, so it's a norm. This in turn leads to major burden on our healthcare system that have the potential to derail the economic progress, which is essential for the poor to improve their lives. For others, it is about limited access to nutrition, food, or lack of affordability, leading to monotonous diets that do not provide the daily nutrients. Okay, though they are looking healthy, they are not nutrient enough. Okay, for them to develop fully. Part of the reason nutrition is under threat worldwide is that our food system are not properly responding to nutritional needs. So there is a gap between our food system and our nutritional needs. Okay, somewhere along the long road from farm to fork, again there are serious detours taking place. Yeah, go for it. What is we missing here? We must place food-based nutrition at the center of our, isn't it? Whatever you are framing, policies, programs, what has to be kept in mind? Ecology, okay, nutrition, isn't it? Yeah, but we are just feeding them with only one sources. Alwa? Okay, few questions will. Very similar, I guess we read there. Animal-based food. Yeah. Not a difficult one, come on. As you progress, okay, definitely you will get easy questions. See, what is the whole concept here? Animal-based food is what? compared to, yeah, plant based. Okay, they are considered super food now, plant based food in terms of production as well as what. This is the whole point, isn't it? Okay, some are difficult, some are easy, some are moderate. Moderate and easy you have to deal. Okay, easy anyway you will deal. Moderate with your vocab, with your understanding ability you have to. And if you are facing difficulty, what to do? That's a gambling. Okay, when you are gone for a gamble, leaving or else not betting is very difficult. That has to be learnt. Okay, many of the students, they disqualify themselves only because of more negative questions only. Okay, so very similarly the idea also works. Okay, message, crux and idea, they are all very similar cases. Okay, so you have to focus more on assumption, inference, message. Okay, assumption, inference, message, and also corollary, imply, implication, that's a consequence based. Okay, if you keep the requirements in mind, as I told, out of 10 questions, 8 to 9 you can do and 1 or 2 you can leave also. Okay, if they are not matching. Okay, if you have understood that, it has to be left. That becomes accuracy. You maintain the accuracy, there is nothing called speed in the exam. Okay, you will go with your own speed only. I cannot compare your speed with any other speed. There is nothing called speed. Okay, there is nothing called time. So whatever you can do it in 2 hours, you will definitely do. Okay, if you are practiced with many mistakes, that also will be done. Getting? Okay, so for those who are attempting this time, I will be taking a strategy session after 2 days. Okay, maybe Thursday, and half an hour or 1 hour of strategy session. Okay, strategy session. Just come and listen to what has to be done after 3 days. Okay, you stick to the basics. You stick to the basics. Well, test cricket only. I just enjoyed. I stick to the basics. Okay, ashte. So when you are in the competition, when you are in that particular D-day, you have to stick to your basics. And one of the basic thing is going to the exam or coming to the class. Okay, you have to come with a full energy. At least 2.5 hours, 3 hours. You ರಾತ್ರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಓದ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಓದ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿ ಓಕೆ ಆವಾಗ ಟೈಮ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಓಕೆ ಟೇಕ್ lot and lot of rest ಓಕೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಸೊಳ್ಳೆಗಳ ಕಚ್ಚಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ ಮಳೆ ಬಂದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಓಕೆ ಗೈಸ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು we'll see you in the next strategy session for the one who is writing okay thank you.